The Prime Minister of Denmark, Mette Frederiksen, said yesterday that her Israeli counterpart Benjamin Netanyahu is a problem, that the current Israeli government is acting against the interest of Israel, and that she intends to push for sanctions against Israel, drawing a parallel with Russia. Imagine the reverse situation. Imagine if Netanyahu had declared that Denmark would be better off without Frederiksen, that her government is acting against the interests of Denmark, and that it was time, let's say, for Denmark to grant full independence to Greenland. The Danes would rightly be offended by such chutzpah. Madam Prime Minister, it is for Israeli citizens and not for you to decide what are the interests of Israel. This is what elections are for. And in the previous elections, Israeli voters gave a majority to the coalition led by Benjamin Netanyahu. By the way, I personally didn't vote for that coalition, but today I fully support Netanyahu's commitment to victory. If he had given in to pressures, Iran's nuclear program would be intact. Sinwar and Nasrallah would still be alive, and Assad would still be president of Syria. Because you see, the problem is not Netanyahu. The problem is the jihadist coalition led by Iran that had been planning for years a coordinated attack against Israel with the declared purpose of destroying it. And thankfully, Israel, under the leadership of Netanyahu, has mostly dismantled that coalition. As for your comparison between Israel and Russia, it is both inappropriate and wrong. Russia is the world's largest country, and it has attacked Ukraine to partially restore the Soviet Empire. It intentionally targets civilians and has zero regard for international humanitarian law. Israel is half the size of Denmark. It was the one attacked in October 2023. And it is defending itself in accordance with international humanitarian law by allowing civilians to evacuate combat zones and by providing them with humanitarian aid. Why do you think we're still fighting? Because we enjoy it? No, trust me. Our reserve soldiers, our sons, would rather be pursuing their studies, running their businesses, and taking care of their families than blowing up tunnels in Gaza. But you see, we still have 50 hostages there, and Hamas hasn't been defeated yet. Hamas would more likely capitulate if it were pressured and threatened by foreign powers. But why should Hamas release our hostages and lay down its arms when it sees that governments like yours only put pressure on Israel? And Israel is fighting an enemy that is also yours, the same jihadists that have made hundreds of victims in Europe in the past 2 decades. Those jihadists are supported by Iran, which is an ally of Russia. Many of your colleagues in Europe understand that, which is why, by your own admission, you have not been able to convince all EU members to gang up against Israel. And like you, those European leaders understand that Israel is not only fighting for itself, but also for the free world. And unlike you, previous Danish leaders had a moral compass. We shall always remember the courageous stance of King Christian X and of the Danish people during World War II. When victory comes, and it will come, we shall remember who stood by our side and who didn't.